Hi, this is Binu Matthew from the Department of Computer Science, Dr. S.N.S. Radhalakshmi College of Arts and Science. In this presentation, we are going to see about duties of an editor. Without further ado, let's dive into the topic. The first and foremost thing is to understand who is a news editor. A news editor is the most important person who plans a daily newspaper. His role in any newspaper, whether it's weekly or daily, is all pervading. To a national newspaper, an active, intelligent, and enterprising news editor is the vital spark which energizes its news coverage and outlook. It means that these news editors play a vital role in every newspaper, and their major role is to edit the contents, as the name said. Every person have their own responsibilities and role to play in a news agency. So there are few responsibilities for the editors also. Let's say about the responsibilities of the editor. He is responsible for a steady and continuous inflow of up-to-the-minute news into newspaper office. Although most of the news supplied is a mechanical process covered by daily routine, but like all machinery of news gathering, the news editor is responsible for watching its smooth functioning. The news editor keeps a careful eye on the routine side of his news collection as well as on the other side of his work, or the news desk, which calls for more imaginative emulation. It means that he plays the vital role of maintaining the current content actually, because he looks after the content as well as his own desk job also. News editors will be more creative and more critical thinkers. Depending on the agency, editors are of different types. There are different kinds of editors in a newsroom, and the hierarchy shows the different types of editors in a newsroom. That means the top is the publisher and editor-in-chief, managing editor, assignment editor, copy editors, and who does micro and macro editings, and their roles and responsibilities are mentioned in the slide as key points. So the state, national, foreign editors, sport editors, and the copy editors, who includes copy editing, headline writing, layout, and design graphics. So for the smooth and easy going of a newspaper, so in order to maintain it smoothly, the functioning of every people is necessary, and the functioning of a news editor is very important. So let's see about the functions of a news editor. An ideal news editor manages to get all obvious stories in his paper, with a good portion of them as exclusive. While the selection of obvious stories is important, greater importance is attached to the original ones produced by the team of correspondents. The number of words received on a teleprinter in a newspaper is so large that if each were to be printed, the newspaper will have to run into hundreds of pages each morning. The news editor is called upon to use his discretion, discrimination, and imagination in reading the public mind and select the stories which have real news value and can be called important by his readers, quite a large number to be allotted as place position of main news pages according to the subject matter 0.1 field of activity they are concerned with. So it means that the news are gathered in tons and tons of words, and the news editor is the one who chooses to put the content, which content to be present on the newspaper. So it's his main role is to see which content should be present in a newspaper or which one to delete it. He sees it from a perspective of a user or a reader. Exclusive stories of news editor. The news editor gets good satisfaction from the stories which are exclusive to his own newspaper. If he can manage to get into every issue a dozen or minor stories with good news value but exclusive, he feels elated. The news editor is also responsible for final scrutiny of important news stories submitted by different correspondent, feature writers, and outside correspondents. He gives special attention to the facts and figures included in the write-ups, and wherever he is in doubt, he takes pain to check its accuracy from the authenticated source. Any slip on his part can land the newspaper into trouble, hence good newspapers have high experience and intelligence news editors. So it means that he looks after the every facts and background details about the news before publishing it on the newspaper. It's his duty to check whether the information is from a reliable source and it's correct or not. Organizing ability of news editor. The hurry and scurry of daily routine makes heavy demands upon the organizing ability of the news editor and his decisions, especially when time is short yet there has to be accuracy. The exigencies of the case may sometimes mean even deputing different correspondents to different parts of the country to piece together the links of the promising story. There are certain qualities that the news editor must possess. He must have an infinite amount of patience and a keen interest in news and all of kind. He must have good general education background with a fair amount of historical, political, and economic knowledge. He must try to keep himself abreast of information and every important development in the work a day world. So it means that the editor should also have a good organizing ability to take the perfect decision at the perfect time, and it requires some knowledge to do with it, because a news editor's job is not so easy, and he requires more knowledge to do his job. As I have already said, news editor is one of the main pillars in a news agency and his role is very vital. So let's see about the daily routine of a news editor. His working day begins early. Once he gets to his office, there's so much to be won that he has little time to examine thoroughly his own paper and those rival managements. Therefore, he must begin his reading with his early morning cup of tea and continue it on the way, so that when he gets to his desk, he has a fair idea of the contents of the morning papers. His assistants will have arrived early and will have prepared a list of his papers, exclusive news items, and more depressing list that of the stories of the paper he missed. So it's hard, right, when you have to do these things within within a particular time and within the accurate with the accurate information and background knowledge, it becomes tough. So he should start working very early, because every newspapers are printed daily and weekly, so morning newspapers plays major role in most of the place their part in most of their lives, because that's where the people gather to get information from all the day. Okay, so editor is a main person when it comes for news. Thank you very much for your patience and attention.